Hi, I'm Abhishek Bachchan and you are watching BollywoodHungama.com, and like my friend Faridun says, keep on watching.
Well, we have with us Abhishek Bachchan. He is basking in the glory of a wonderful performance in Happy New Year, which almost everyone is loving it. A huge pleasure to have you back on Bollywood Hungama, first of all.
Thank you. It's my absolute pleasure to be back.
And how does it feel that you're being called the show stealer? Almost everyone is talking about your performance. I've seen it in the theater, and the way people are just laughing on a lot of your scenes, especially the striptease that you do. How does it feel?
You know, Faridun, it feels fantastic. I can't lie to you. It
Right.
feels great. I don't agree with this whole show stealer thing.
That's what a lot of people are saying.
We'll
It's
come to
not
that
merely-
later, but
yeah.
you know, anytime your film does well, it's the best feeling on earth. And if you're getting appreciation, I mean, that's what we work for. You know, at the end of the day, we make films for the audience and remembering the work that we did. I mean, we've all grown up seeing such great performances and trying to emulate it and copy it. And you know, certain performances become reference points for any person who is passionate about films. I mean, I'm sure you know so many films and such memorable scenes. It's so wonderful when you do work and people come to you and say, oh, you know, this is something we really love. I mean, I feel great even today when people come up to me and say, oh, sir, you know, we love the climax of Guru, hame dialogue bhi yaad hai. You know, so when you do work that's going to be remembered and that people really enjoy and it touches them, there's no better feeling.
Farah is very excited about your performance, and she's saying that his character will be remembered for a long time to come. How does it feel that someone like Farah Khan, she feels about you, and she has just totally been there for you, and she's very excited about you as well?
It's overwhelming, you know. I mean, what do you say? I owe this film and performance entirely to Shah Rukh and Farah. The way they've guided me and supported me through this film has been fantastic. Yes, Farah and I did a lot of work before we started shooting. Close to a year we spent preparing Nandu Bhide. But the kind of love, affection, guidance, support that Farah and Shah Rukh have given has been fantastic. And just as a director, I think, you know, Farah is one of the best in the business. She's proved it today.
Right.
And her love for cinema comes through. Her love for masala Bollywood films comes through. And, you know, she's very proud of the fact that this is the kind of cinema she wants to make and she wants to watch. And I think that comes through. And, you know, for anybody, any creative person to have the ability to stand by your conviction and your faith so strongly is a very liberating and amazing thing. And for Farah to do and make Happy New Year the way she did, hats off, man, really fantastic.
How significant is Nandu Bhide as a character in your filmography?
Very significant. As every character should be.
You know why I'm saying it is because every time Abhishek Bachchan or Nandu Bhide specifically comes on screen, the theater lights up. You know, my daughter, I was in London at that point of time, and when the movie released, and I was getting WhatsApp messages from my wife and my daughter that, you know, they were actually narrating your scenes over there.
Oh, really?
Which is, I think, amazing actually, that kind of reaction that you're getting from someone so
thank
spontaneously.
You know, a big challenge for me. I remember Farah and Shah Rukh and I, when we were discussing the film, they said, you know, if you can get through to the children with this performance, then you're through.
Right.
So it was something that we worked on. You know, we wanted the kids to come out loving Nandu. If you see Nandu also as a character, is very lovable. He's lovable because I think he's the purest hearted of the lot. He's very clear what he has to do. He has no sense of morals. But he's very, you know, there's an innocence about him which is so lovely.
Right.
That people automatically connect with that. And I think that's what children connect with.
Right.
You know, even like he has the gift of being able to vomit at will, which I think is a pretty cool thing that kids will love any which way. But even like when, you know, they're stuck in the semi-finals and, you know, they don't have 9C and they're all like, what are we going to do now? It's gone to Great Britain. And Nandu says, "Main hu na, apun karta hai, don't worry." And he goes in and he does, you know, he's so,
Right.
there's something very magnetic about him.
And
So-
when they lock him up and the reactions that
yeah, you know, actually one of my favorite things about Nandu was we didn't show it too many times in the film, but he used to always free himself and come back when he was in Dubai. And he always says, "Yeah, tum log bahut kharab ho yaar, mujhe hamesha baandh ke rakh dete ho." You know, it shows an innocence of a guy. He's a huge hulk of a guy. He's a
Right.
grown man.
Right.
But he gets so upset because I also want to roam around with you all. I also want to dance. You all are not allowing me to do this. So
Right.
there's something very childlike about him, which I really liked.
You know, the striptease scene, when I saw it in the theater, you know, it was hilarious actually. To be honest, it was really, really funny. And till the last garment comes out, almost literally, the penultimate actually, it is hilarious. What was your process like when you were just going through it?
Very honestly, that was the first scene I heard of Happy New Year.
Achha, that was the first scene.
So when Farah first spoke to me about this film, which was a good, I think 7-8 years ago, she had told me about this one scene.
Right.
And based on that, I was so excited because I thought it was a very cool thing to do. And people don't know it, actually, we shot that scene twice.
Achha,
So we shot it and we did everything and we saw it and it was just me because it was within the vault, so I was shooting alone. Post lunch, the rest of the boys were coming in.
Right.
And they all came in and I said to Farah, you know, show Shah Rukh the scene, you know, let's see what he thinks. And she showed him the shots we had done. And then he came up with a suggestion saying, you know, let's push it a bit further. So when we had done it, we were still in the Ganji and the Kacha.
Right.
So he said, let's push it, you know, it's really funny, let's push it. So then all, Sonu, Vivan, Baman, they were all there. They said, yeah, let's push it one more. So that's when we actually added to it and shot it, him ruining the Kacha also.
Right.
But the funny part of that scene is actually when these two come out of when they open the screws and finally they come through.
Right.
And Baman says, "Tum nange kyun ho?" You know, just I thought Baman's reaction was superb. And then Shah Rukh says the funniest dialogue after that you know he has his reasons. So don't. So I think the whole thing just works. So you know, it goes to show that Happy New Year. I mean, although there's so much love and you know being directed towards Nandu, it was literally everybody was contributing to everyone. I mean, like I said, you all would have never known that that scene stopped there. But then Shah Rukh came and said, "Hey guys, let's push it a bit more. It'll be really funny. Trust me."
And I think that makes it what it is actually.
Absolutely.
The final
you know
straw,
that he
it
finally
makes it.
gets down and he's like, "I only have my underwear left." He looks up, he
And
prays, and just
expressions
chuck,
after
he
that.
goes.
Expressions after that are hilarious. Okay, now this is I think Happy New Year in many ways is one of the most significant I think things that must have happened to you in the last maybe 5 years or so in a way as far as professionally goes. But all these somewhere that selective reporting about Jaya Bachchan ji's statement at the Literature Festival, has it somewhere just affected the mood in any way whatsoever? Because it's more of a selective statements that have come out rather than the actual statement that she gave over there.
No,
Right.
I don't read all of this in the first place. Secondly, no, it doesn't really matter to any of us. We were all together on the first night. We brought in Shah Rukh's birthday.
Right.
We were all together. We partied then. We're celebrating the film. We had much to celebrate about. We were all together just now in Kolkata. And we were all sitting in the room having dinner, chilling, chatting. So no, I don't think anybody even is aware. I mean, I feel bad for the person who wrote this
Right.
because they're looking a bit foolish right
it
now.
It just kept on coming after that, and I was speaking to Farah, and she felt that somewhere it was totally unwarranted, and it's dangerous the way. these
Yeah,
things have come
I
out.
don't judge things like that, you know, Faridun. These things don't really make a difference to me. I know what the truth is. The person who I think, I mean, whoever wrote this or whatever, pulled it out of context and all that.
Right.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they're feeling a bit sheepish about themselves right now. They have to deal with that, not me, not my mother, not Shah Rukh, not Farah. Yeah, it's sad that, you know, people do this. But it's not something that's going to, you know, it's not going to ruin the fact that, you know, we've all worked together and made such a wonderful film.
Right, because Farah said that such the selective reporting, the way it happened, and you know what Jaya ji had said was in a rather light-hearted, and she was laughing when she was saying
Yeah.
it. But the way it is presented in print, it seems like quite ominous actually.
Yeah.
So and somewhere and Farah said that this can affect relationships. It can really affect relationships quite negatively.
Yeah.
And I don't know. She feels that maybe Jaya ji should be suing certain publications who have
Abhi kis
presented
kisko
that.
sue karenge,
Exactly.
Faridun?
Right.
I mean, how many people must have written it or whatever? In today's day and age, who do you catch?
Right.
You just have to discard it and move on, do your work. You know, at the end of the day, nobody can take away from the fact that Happy New Year has grossed over 200 crores. Nobody can take away from the fact that people have loved the film and enjoyed the film. I'm not saying everybody has, but that's fine. Nobody loves each and every film. It's fine. But by and large, it's a loved film. You can't take away from that. And I know what my mother thinks of the film. My mother knows what she thinks of the film.
She compared it with Amar Akbar Anthony. She said
Listen,
that right.
not just because I'm his son, I'm also one of his biggest fans. And Amar Akbar Anthony is one of my all-time favorite films.
many people.
Anybody compares your film to Amar Akbar Anthony, wow. You know, so yeah, it's okay. I don't let these things affect me. You know, you've got so much to be happy about, Faridun. Why
Right.
concentrate on one small inconsequential negative thing. You shouldn't get into it.
Abhishek, your fans have been asking for questions
Oh,
from
gosh.
them, and that's been for a long time now. So
This is the
let's
scariest part.
we've finally taken them.
The
No,
deep, dark secrets come out.
they're really cool actually.
Okay.
This is Rikin from Mumbai. Did you ever try the Nagin dance in your childhood?
Yeah, many times. Many times. Not this one, but this one. Yeah,
Right.
many times. It's a rehearsed move, man. Like Farah said, I was born for this role. I've been rehearsing for this role my entire life.
Right. Happy New Year Part 2. Do you think that it should happen?
If she's gonna stop at part 2, she's gonna be in trouble with me. There should be 3, 4, 5, 6. I've already said. Part 2 should be called, Happy Diwali. We'll release it on New Year's. The opposite, then Eid Mubarak, and then Holi, Happy Holi, and then we should just carry on. All the festivals we should cover.
Fantastic.
Merry Christmas. I've told her. I said, we're giving you 1 month. Shah Rukh and I were discussing it in Calcutta. We're giving you 1 month. After that, we're going to lock you up and now you quickly start writing something. We'd love to. I think we had such a blast making this film. And it shows, I think it really shows. The kind of camaraderie you saw on screen, it shows. And we'd love to do it. I'd love to. I'm on.
Abel from Ethiopia, she's saying, would you please bring Aishwarya on Twitter?
I'd love
Aishwarya
to.
on
She
Twitter.
uses my account sometimes. I'll ask her, yeah, okay. I'll do my best.
This is Meghani from Sri Lanka. What do you believe in, box office numbers or movie content? You're having like a Dhoom 3 and you're having like a Happy New Year. Some of the biggest hits of all times as far as box office numbers go. Or is it the movie content?
I believe in both. But I'm also from the school that believes that a hit film is a good film and a flop film is a bad film. It's as simple as that. It is a commercial
Flop
medium.
film so you'd say the Khele Hum Ji Jaan Se is a bad film?
I think we did something wrong, unfortunately.
But a lot of people liked it.
No, that's fair enough. But if that film is going to lose money, then unfortunately it did not serve the purpose. It's very sad. It's a film that's very close to my heart. Ashu gave me some brilliant advice after the film and it had not done well and I was very upset. He said, the only solace you can take is what you set out to achieve. If you have achieved that goal, then it's a success for you. Maybe the pricing was wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's very convenient to dissect why a film doesn't work after it's done. But it was a film worth making. It was a subject definitely that needed to be spoken about. And I'm very happy that I made the film. But at the end of the day, Faridun, is not in our hands. The audience decides whether we've made a good film or not a good film.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter what we think or some of the intelligentsia think. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, a film has worked with the audience when it collects money. It's as simple as that. You don't need any other barometer.
This is Hammy from Singapore. What is the hardest part playing a comedian? Or, oh, by the way, you're fab in that genre. You like it when someone calls you a comedian?
Yeah, I think
You're
it's
happy?
fantastic. Yeah, one of my favorite is Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton.
right.
There's no bigger compliment you can give me.
Fantastic. So, what is the hardest part playing a comedian?
I think getting the sur right of the performance. There's a huge amount of energy that's required to put in a comic performance. And I still remember, हम लोग बोल बच्चन की shooting कर रहे थे and I was watching Asrani sir. And every morning at 6 o'clock he'd be in the gym, finish his morning walk, do light weights, and at his age, he must be in his late 60s, early 70s.
Right.
To maintain the kind of energy he did in every take, it's fantastic. It's very difficult. And to get the pitch and tone of your performance right. Comedy is the only genre which you can't get that wrong. If you get wrong, your entire performance is gone. In drama, you can still take a pause like that. and still cover it up in your conversation or in your dialogue.
Right.
In comedy, you can't. There's a beat, there's a meter that you have to keep going at. It's it's a very fine art to do comic acting.
This is Priya from Bangkok. Out of all his movies till date, which has been the most challenging and why?
4 films so far, which they all have been challenging for me. But if I had to choose 4 that were really challenging, it would be Happy New Year,
Why?
Bol Bachchan,
She's asking why as well.
Ravan, and Guru. I'll tell you why for all of them actually. Happy New Year because I don't know anybody like Nandu Bhide. I've never seen a character like Nandu Bhide. Nandu Bhide is somebody we've created from scratch. He's a complete figment of our imagination. Everything about him. It's very difficult when you're an actor to not have a reference point. You know what I'm saying? So he's a character that and to top it all up, Nandu is absolutely nothing like me. There's nothing of my own that I can give to Nandu. The way I'm sitting or dressed right now, Nandu would never be like this. I literally have to become that character. So it's very challenging. And to maintain that throughout, without letting up, and sometimes it happens, you slip up in a performance.
Right.
That's very challenging. Bol Bachchan because obviously balancing the two characters of Abhishek Bachchan and Ali, getting the point through about him being a dancer and trying to sell that lie. But most importantly, in Bo Bachchan, the most challenging thing was to maintain that level of activity, that level of energy. It's a very high energy performance. Everything about, Guru, because it was the first time I did a film which spanned from the age of 16 to the age of 70. To bring in those nuances, the subtle changeovers in terms of speech, in terms of body language, in terms of attitude. I don't know if you'll notice, but if you see Guru again, the older he gets, the faster he walks. These are small things we worked on. The only time you see him defeated is when he goes to this AGM in the rain and they start abusing him and his wife says, let's leave. It's the first time you see him slightly defeated. His body slumps and then he has a stroke. That sequence when he has a stroke and falls off the jhula, if it's the only time you see Guru Kant Desai very slow and defeated. I wanted him to be very robust. Okay, age might be against him, but his attitude is, I'm going to fight age as well. I'm going to put in more energy. I'm going to do even more. So if you see one of the last shots in the climax when he's climbing up the stairs to go into the court, he's actually walking very fast. He's had a stroke, he's limping, but so these are small characteristics which we built in, which were very difficult and subtle, but very, very challenging to maintain. Ravan, for obvious reasons. Emotionally, physically, it's been the most difficult film I've ever made. Money really gave me something which, you say you want to be able to sink your teeth into a performance, but it was such a complex character. And then there was one part of it that we had edited out, but we actually had acted out his 10 heads. So we had created 10 different characters apart from Bira, which were always talking in his head. A lot of people don't say, he's always slap his head like this and shake his head, because that was actually, at that point, all those 10 heads used to come out, and they were different people. It was me, and I performed 10 different roles. And he used to try and shake them off because they're all saying different things to him. And then obviously where we shot it, the way Mani likes to shoot in the jungle, swimming amongst snakes, and it was very, very difficult. So I would say these four were the most challenging roles I've ever done.
This is Siptan from South Africa. Considering tomorrow is the 6th anniversary of Dostana, any updates on what's happening with Dostana 2?
Yeah, it's a sad day. John and I were just in Chennai. He had come to see my football match, and I was playing his team.
Abraham,
and we were discussing it. But unfortunately, Dostana 2 is not being made.
It won't be made.
No. We were developing the script. It took a lot of time, but I don't think they've managed to crack it. So as of right now, as far as Karan has told me and John, we're not going to be making Dostana 2 right now.
That's really sad.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking.
All right, but how do you feel that you're having this anniversary tomorrow? And Dostana is one of your...
Really? It's been 6 years?
That's what he says actually.
Yeah, 2008.
Yeah.
Children's Day. Yeah, November 14th. Wow, time flies, huh?
Time flies, yes.
Time flies. Feels great. There you go, people still come up and say, oh, we loved you in Dostana, and kids come up and it feels great, every time people come up and appreciate your work, it puts you on a huge high.
This is Somraj from Kodapur. Besides Houseful 3 and All Is Well, which are your other movies?
Nothing right now. I've got no films on the floor right now in that sense because I'm concentrating on my ISL. Till the end of December, I'm dedicated entirely to that.
Right.
Because it requires my time and it requires my energies. So till the end of the year, I'm concentrating just on ISL.
All right. Somraj is also asking that who's your heroine in Houseful 3?
I don't know. I don't think the casting or anything of that is final right now.
Right.
What has happened with Houseful is Sajid and Farhad are dear friends of mine.
Bol Bachchan,
they wrote Bol Bachchan, and they're still writing the script right now. They've written the first half, which I've heard, which is very funny.
Yeah.
They're still developing the
second half. They in itself
half.
are very funny.
They are. They're the world's greatest narrators.
Right.
Yeah. And so they're still writing the second half. So I haven't heard that yet. Yeah.
So when tentatively you guys are just rolling? Any tentative?
We haven't locked in dates or anything yet.
Nothing has been.
Nothing yet.
All right. This is Sajid from Bhopal. How is it working with Asan for the second time and All Is Well?
Oh, it's great. She's a wonderful actor. She's a very gifted actor. And it's so nice to get back in front of the camera with her again. And she's a good friend, so I enjoy working with her.
Right. And quite a few people are asking that when are you going to be working with Aishwarya once again?
Let's hope soon.
Happy anniversary was being...
Let's hope soon. At the end of the day, I'd love to be able to say, okay, I want to do a film with her, let's do a film. But I think, you have to do the right film.
Right.
I think that's the least we owe our fans. There's such curiosity about both of us working together. You want to make the right film. You want to make a good film. So you have to wait for that right script. Also, what happens is, she has to choose individually, I have to choose individually. You know, it's not like we both say, let's do a film together. You know, she as an individual artist has to be respected, and she has to like her role and the script. And similarly for me as well. You know, it's like people used to ask about when are like mom, dad, Aishwarya and I going to do a film together. I said the biggest challenge is you have 4 individual actors who have to individually like that film. And only then will they say yes to it. You know, I don't think anybody would do a film because, oh, it's a good pairing, let's do it. You know, and you have to, today, now the time has come where we have to start becoming a lot more responsible to our fans. They expect a lot out of us.
Right.
They invest so much into us in terms of love. We have to pay that back. So, as and when the right script comes along, I'd love to do a film with her.
Right. Why this huge interest in sports? You're having a kabaddi team and you're having this football team. What is the...
You know, I was a sportsman in school. I'm a huge sports fan. And it was always a dream of mine to be able to do something with Indian sports. I don't think enough attention is given to sports in India. And somewhere we have this thought process that sports is just khel kood. It's not a career option. I think what tournaments like Pro Kabaddi League, the ISL, IPL will show is that sports can be a career option. It is worth it. I also feel it's a great source of national pride. You know, when India wins the World Cup in cricket, when Rohit Sharma scores 264, you feel so great. You know, when India wins the gold at the Asiad for Kabaddi, and you come to know that they're undisputed world champions. They've never lost in Kabaddi in the Asiad. They've won the gold medal each and every time.
Sure.
It's a matter of great pride. You know, when our wrestlers go to the Olympics, our boxers, our shooters, and they win gold medals, it's such a matter of pride. Why not increase that? So I always wanted to do something with sports. I got this opportunity with Kabaddi, which was a sport which was literally on the fringes, you know, nobody knew about it. And it's resonated so well through the audience.
Sure.
And now with football, you know, you have to make a difference. So that's why. I'm very passionate about it, so that's why.
And in terms of, as a business proposition, how important is it for you?
It has to be important. The minute you invest money, you're not here to do charity. Yes, it is a passion project for me. It is something that is driven by passion. But it has to make monetary sense as well. So there is a very solid business plan in play. And I hope it works out for me. Yeah.
What about All Is Well? How is it shaping up? And
well,
when is it releasing it?
very honestly, we last shot for All Is Well in June. And we haven't shot it since then. But we're going to hopefully revive it now once I finish with the ISL.
Right.
We had to just work out some date issues, which we're trying to resolve right now.
But tentatively, when is it going to be releasing?
I don't know,
Right.
Faridun. I guess once it's over. It's not the kind of film that we've already decided a release date before we announce the film. We want the film to be made organically, and then we'll see where it takes us.
Because after OMG, Umesh Shukla is coming up with another movie, so that in itself is there's a huge curiosity around the movie.
He's a brilliant director. He's such a fine storyteller, and I love that. You know, somebody who banks entirely on his writing. It's very liberating, and he's such a fine director and such a wonderful story. It's really a wonderful story.
A colleague of mine, he just told me that to just ask you a question, that he saw your newspaper ad in Mumbai Mirror today of Idea, and he said that he's looking so good in this, and compared to maybe what he looked in a few of the earlier Idea ads, he is remarkably changed in terms of his physical appearance and all that. And it was basically the idea was that please ask him to continue with that in terms of his physical regimen. So how important for you is in terms of the physical shaping up? Because even I saw that ad today in the morning, and it's a different Abhishek Bachchan altogether.
I don't know, which ad is this?
In Mumbai Mirror, I think it came. The newspaper ad it is.
Don't read that paper, sir.
Acha, you don't read the... Whatever.
Yeah.
All right, so...
Prefer quality journalism.
Fantastic. So, but still, frankly speaking, you're looking different from maybe what you did earlier in a few of the earlier ads. So, how important the physical shaping up for you is? And
I think it's as important as it is to your film. And I'm going to say this till my dying breath, and people are still not going to believe me. But you have to look your character. Gurukant Desai can't have a six-pack.
Right.
Jay Dikshit has to be fit, but he's not going to roam around shirtless. Nandu Bhide is an alcoholic. He should look puffy, he should look unruly. You have to look your character. It's so important, man. And you know, these are small things we can't let go of. You know, everything just can't be about, oh, it has to be looking great. No, you have to somewhere be true to what your character is.
Absolutely.
You know, Vicky Grover looked completely different to Nandu Bhide. In every which way. It's important. The physicality matters. Nandu Bhide looks different in the second half as he did in the first half. In the first half, he's a raging alcoholic, you know, always drunk. In the second half, he doesn't have alcohol at his disposal all the time. So you see, he's looking different. And because he has to pass off as Vicky, they're trying to refine him a bit. So, you know, these are all, there's certain things that I still believe in. That's the school of acting I come from. And that's something I would hate to look as just myself in every film. I get it, you know, Hindi films is about, you know, we like our heroes in a particular way.
Right.
We want something. I mean, it's like I was having this discussion with Shah Rukh actually, you know, and he's such a talented actor. He has such a variety of performances he can do. But when you go on a world tour with him, the minute he does this, they go mad, you know. So it's also such a cool thing that this is one thing about an actor that you want to see in every film, but that can also weigh you down at times. Every actor has something that the audience loves and they want to see that in every film.
Right.
And I get that, and that's very cool, and we should do that. But also somewhere, let's also try and be true to the work that we're doing and the character you're doing. So you have to find that
I
balance.
just communicated what my colleagues told me.
Yeah.
It's entirely you know better. Lovely having you once again on Bollywood
pleasure, man.
Abhishek, and all the best wishes. We hope that Happy New Year continues to rock at the
me
box
too.
office, and after that the television premiere as well. And looking forward to all as well, because both because of your performance as well as Umesh Shukla. I think he's a very fine director, and obviously Houseful 3.
Great.
Sajid Farhad, they are hilarious in many ways, and all your future ventures, man.
Thank you so much, Faridun.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
That's all from Bollywood. Keep on watching.
Hi, this is Faridoon Shahryar. For the most interesting celebrity interviews, do subscribe to Bollywood Hungama. Keep on watching.